Welcome back to Shared Reading. Today, we are reading a really fun story. The title of our story is called The Three Little Pigs. Have you heard of this story before? Nod your head if you've even read it before. I bet many of you are nodding your heads because this story is a special kind of story called a traditional tale. A traditional tale is a story told again and again, and each time it's retold in a fun way. This story is retold by Brenda Parks and Judith Smith. They wrote the words, and it's illustrated by Mark Myers. He drew the pictures. Now, before we start reading this story, let's make a prediction about the genre, using either your knowledge of the story if you've read it before, or the illustrations on the front cover. Give me a thumbs up if you think it's a literature story, which means it's made up, written by an author. Or a thumbs down if you think this is an informational text that will teach us. Did you make your prediction? Now I will. I am predicting that this will be a literature story because I see pigs dressed in clothes as well as a wolf dressed in clothes, and I know that does not happen in real life. Let's get started reading this literature story. And as we're reading, we will be reading for the purpose of looking for the events that happen in the beginning, middle, and end. We will also be finding a problem and solution throughout the beginning, middle, and end as well. So let's get started. I'm going to turn the page, and here I am on the title page. Remember, the title page has the title, The Three Little Pigs. It also has the author and illustrator and some pictures from the story to give us more predictions. I'm predicting that the wolf looks mad and the pigs look worried or scared. Let's find out why. We'll start reading the beginning of our story here. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs. They lived with their mother. One day, the mother pig said, "You are big now. You must build your own houses." The first pig built his house of straw. The second pig built his house of sticks. But the third pig wanted a strong house, so he built his house of bricks. So far, we have read the beginning of our story, so I put a B here to remind me what events happen in the beginning. Well, in the beginning, I see we are introduced to our characters, which are the three pigs, and they're leaving home with their mom and building houses on their own, one of straw, one of sticks, and one of bricks. So far in the beginning, there is no problem in the story. We just see our characters working hard to build their houses. I think their houses are our setting as well. Let's continue reading the middle of our story, looking for a problem that may happen to these characters. I'm going to start reading right here. One day, the first little pig was making his dinner when he heard a knock at the door. He peeked out of the window and turned the page. There at the door stood a big, bad wolf. Little pig, let me in," said the wolf. "No, no," cried the first little pig. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," said the big bad wolf. So the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in. The first little pig ran to his brother's house. He ran inside and slammed the door. Then the wolf knocked at the door of the second little pig's house. Little pig, let me in," said the wolf. "No, no," cried the second little pig. not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in, said the big bad wolf. So the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in. Wow, look how scared these pigs look. The two little pigs ran to their brother's house. They ran inside and slammed the door. Then the wolf knocked at the door of the third little pig's house. Little pig, let me in, said the wolf. Kindergartners, can you join me with the repetition? Ready? No, no, cried the third little pig. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in, said the big bad wolf. So the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, but he couldn't blow the house in. Boys and girls, we just read the middle of our story. And in the middle of our story, I see a lot of events happen. Take a moment and share what events happen in the middle of the story to someone sitting next to you. Go. Did you get a chance to share yet? Good. What I noticed that happened in the middle of the story is that each of the pigs built a house and the wolf wanted to come in. Each pig said no, and so the wolf tried to blow their house down. I summarized what happened in the middle of the story instead of saying each of the many events that happened. By summarizing or saying what mostly happened in the middle, I was able to focus as a reader. And now I can see that this is the problem of my story. The problem is that the wolf wanted to get into the houses of the pigs. I'm thinking he wanted to get into their houses to eat them. That for sure is a problem. He also blew down their houses. That's another pretty big problem to have. I want to remember this, so I'm going to write M for the middle so that I can remember all of these problems that happen in the middle of our story. Now, let's continue reading to see if this problem is solved, or to see if it is not solved and if the wolf will win. Here we go. All was quiet. He's gone, whispered the first little pig. Just then, the three little pigs heard a bump and a thump. Thump! I see that with our talking bubble. Something was scraping the side of the house. So the three little pigs looked out of the window. There was the big bad wolf. He was climbing up a ladder. He's coming, shouted the second little pig. Quick, yelled the third little pig. I've got a pot of boiling water. Let's put it under the chimney. The three little pigs got the pot and they put it under the chimney. Look, said the first little pig. I can see his foot. Look, said the second little pig. I can see his body. Look, said the third little pig. Here he comes. Splash! The big bad wolf fell into the pot. Look at his face, boys and girls. It looks like it's really hot. He looks like he's in pain. With a yell, the big bad wolf jumped out of the pot. He ran out of the door and down the road far, far away. The three little pigs never saw the big bad wolf again, and they lived happily ever after. That is the end of our story. And I see that because here is the back cover. I'm going to go back into my story and I am going to write an E so that I can remember that at the end of our story, those fast thinking pigs put a boiling hot pot of water under the chimney, which got the wolf, and he ran home to solve the problem that the pigs were having of the wolf trying to eat them. At the end, the problem was solved. So we call that our solution. Boys and girls, today we read with the purpose of looking for the beginning, middle, and end of our traditional tale. We look for the beginning, middle, and end so that we can understand the events that happen even more as readers. Press the green Add Response button so that you can now retell the story to your teacher. Thanks for your hard work.